सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है, देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए कातिल में है. My wife may be somewhat suspicious of the soft corner I have for working women, but I expect my daughters to fully support this noble act of their father. Voting Congress I is both good politics and good economics. I'm answering that our people cannot afford to copy the soulless consumerism and the wasteful lifestyles of the affluent countries of the West. The owners of wealth, as Gandhiji used to say, must learn to regard themselves as trustees of society. I wish to assure you that there has been no budget leakage. I repeat that, and I wish to assert that I have committed no impropriety of any kind. Honorable, 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 I'm answering that. Sir, honorable, the leader of the opposition has asked a specific question about the Chalia committee. I wish to assure this House that this is a top secret document. It has not been available to anybody outside the Ministry of Finance. We have not shared this report with anybody outside, neither the IMF nor the World Bank. I rise to present the budget for 92-93. It has been a year of crisis and of crisis management. It has also been a year of great economic challenges and bold new initiatives. Honorable members would recall that when the new government assumed office 8 months ago, we inherited an economy on the verge of collapse. Inflation was accelerating rapidly. The balance of payment was in serious trouble. The foreign exchange reserves were barely enough for 2 weeks of imports. Foreign commercial banks had stopped lending to India. Non-resident Indians were withdrawing their deposits. Shortages of foreign exchange had forced a massive import squeeze, which had halted the rapid industrial growth of earlier years, and it produced negative growth rates from May 1991 onward. This, sir, is the grim legacy we inherited. The previous government had already decided to use a part of the gold held by the Reserve Bank of India to mobilize temporary liquidity abroad. We did not consider it prudent to reverse this decision, but we promised to redeem the gold at the earliest opportunity, and sir, we have kept our word. Production was bound to suffer in a year of crisis, and this has happened in 91-92. Agricultural production was below target in the Kharif season, but prospects for the Rabi crop look good. Industrial production suffered because of severe import compression and tight credit conditions. However, the infrastructure sectors, which are the foundations on which future industrial growth depends, have done well. Overall, I expect GDP growth in 91-92 to be around 2.5%. Our people cannot afford to copy the soulless consumerism and the wasteful lifestyles of the affluent countries of the West. The owners of wealth, as Gandhiji used to say, must learn to regard themselves as trustees of society. It has been alleged by some people that the reform program has been dictated by the IMF and the World Bank. We are founder members of these two institutions, and it is our right to borrow from them when we need assistance in support of our programs. The bulk of the reform program is based on the election manifesto of our party. There is no question of the government ever compromising our national interest, not to speak of our sovereignty. Non-resident Indians are no longer withdrawing their deposits. Inflation remains a difficult problem, and one to which we attach the highest priority, because inflation hurts the poor and the fixed income earner most of all. Inflation was accelerating in June 1991 when our government came to power, and the annual rate of inflation reached a peak of 16.7% in August 1991. Since then, the rate of inflation has come down to about 12%. Our export earnings have suffered badly this year, mainly because of the disruption of trade with the former Soviet Union and also because of recessionary conditions in world market. A growing economy needs a growing volume of imports of fuel and other industrial inputs, and also of capital goods embodying most modern technology. This is not to deny the importance of self-reliance, but self-reliance, sir, in today's world of integrated global markets cannot be achieved merely by reducing import dependence and insulating the economy from the world. Our reserves are large and do not need supplementing, but I see no reason why patriotic citizens should be denied the opportunity to contribute their might to the development of India's economy. I therefore propose to introduce a scheme under which citizens can obtain a gold bond in return for gold. The bond would be for a period of 5 to 7 years and would be liquidated by return of gold or equivalent value at the option of the holder. It would enjoy a small interest which will not attract income tax. The bonds will also be free of wealth tax and gift tax. As an added incentive, holders of such bonds will not be asked any question about the source of the gold holding. Another area which is critical for our future development and for the management of our balance of payment is the hydrocarbon sector. Government has already announced that joint ventures will be permitted in both exploration and development, including development of existing fields. The government will welcome proposals for private investment, including foreign investment in production, refining and marketing of oil and gas with a view to maximizing the growth potential of this crucial area. We have successfully reduced the fiscal deficit from about 8.4% of GDP in 1991 to around 6.5% in 91-92. Sir, in the election manifesto of our party, we had committed ourselves to finding an innovative solution to the long-standing demand of defense pensioners for one rank, one pension. An empowered committee under the chairmanship of my esteemed colleague, the Raksha Mantri, and comprising ex-servicemen and some distinguished members of parliament representing the major political parties, has looked into the issue and its recommendations have been accepted by the government. Accordingly, government has sanctioned ad hoc increase in the pension rates applicable to defense personnel. This decision, effective from 1st January 92, will benefit over 6 lakh armed forces pensioners of all ranks, of whom over 2 lakhs are Jawan, some of whom retired after 1st January 1986. Government has also ordered grant of ex gratia from family pension to the families of deceased reservists not in receipt of family pension. These benefits will entail an expenditure of over rupees 120 crores per annum at current rates of dearness release. I propose to enhance the exemption limit for income tax payment from rupees 22,000 at present to rupees 28,000. Sir, women who take up employment deserve special consideration and encouragement. I therefore propose to increase the standard deduction from rupees 12,000 to rupees 15,000 in the case of working women having total income up to rupees 75,000. I hope, sir, this will convince honorable lady members of this house about. Sir, I hope this will convince honorable lady members of this house about my commitment to the cause of social and economic uplift of Indian women. The only quid pro quo I expect from them is to defend my budget regardless of their party affiliation. My wife may be somewhat suspicious of the soft corner I have for working women, but I expect my daughters to fully support this noble act of their father. For self-employed person, the deduction available for medical insurance is being enhanced from rupees 3,000 to rupees 6,000. Sir, I must, however, own up to a personal interest in this concession, since I may also have to join the ranks of self-employed persons if the opposition has its way. Sir, last year, I had extended expenditure tax to cover air-conditioned restaurants in order to mop up additional resources. I have received several representations that this provision falls heavily on innumerable restaurants and small establishments which are patronized mainly by the middle classes. It has been suggested that air conditioning in restaurants, unlike in homes, is no longer a luxury item for the rich. The largest number of such complaints have come from Bombay. Having lived in Bombay for 2.5 years, I have special regard for the citizens of that great city. Sir, 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 this has been further reinforced by their voting behavior in the recent election to the municipal corporation. I therefore feel I have a special obligation to respond. I therefore propose to withdraw this levy as far as the restaurants are concerned. Let it be known that voting Congress I is both good politics and good economics. However, I hope the opposition will not use this statement to bring a breach of privilege motion against me for having leaked the budget secrets when I present the budget for 93-94. I propose to reduce the import duties on specified items of machinery required by the manufacture of fly ash and phosphogypsum bricks and building component as a concession to WB, which does not mean the World Bank, it means West Bengal. Last year, sir, I had exempted standard newsprint fully from custom duty. Being under such strong attack from the opposition, I feel my support base in the press could do with some strength. I therefore propose to fully exempt glazed newsprint, which is presently attracting import duties of rupees 550 per metric ton from payment of duty. The proposal involves a revenue loss of about rupees 3 crores. I had mentioned that every finance minister has to do his bit to curb smoking, which is injurious to health. This injury to health is continuing, and I would be failing in my duty if I did not make one more attempt to use the fiscal instrument in this worthy cause. While I do not propose to increase the duty on non-filter cigarettes of less than 60 millimeters in length, the duties on all other cigarettes are being raised by rupees 30 to rupees 100 per thousand, depending on the length. I may say the exemption for the motor car sector is at the request of the Chief Minister of West Bengal. This budget represents a contribution to the successful implementation of this great national enterprise of building an India free from the fear of war, want, and exploitation, an India worthy of the dreams of the founding fathers of our republic. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, make any sacrifice to realize those dreams. India is on the move again. We shall make the future happen. Sir, I have come to the end of my labor. Tonight, I feel like going to the theatre. Let the assassins be informed. I am prepared to meet their onslaughts. As the poet said, "Sarfaroshi ki tamanna ab hamare dil mein hai, dekhna hai zor kitna bazu-e qaatil mein hai." Sir, I commend the budget to this August House.